Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started. All right, welcome to our strength building class today. Making sure we have a little space to move side to side and a couple weights handy if you have them. And then we'll start with our usual warm up, swinging our arms side to side, just checking in. And then if everything's feeling good, starting to lift the heel and turn a little further. Couple more to each side. And then back to center and into our side reaches. One more for each side. And back to center, forward reaches. Nice generous bend in the knees. Just checking in again. And then pull it all into center and come into our hip circles going one direction. And then go in the other direction. And from here, we step our feet in together, bop the knees forward and back. If that's feeling okay, you might add some circles in one direction. And if you're doing those circles, go the other way. And then coming right back up, pedaling out the feet and rotating the wrists. Spreading the toes nice and wide while we're pedaling our heels. Really waking everything up. And then wiggle those fingers and toes. And we're ready to get started. Our first exercise today is going to be a side lunge with a bicep curl. So we're going to start in the center of the mat, step out for the side lunge and curl, and then the other way. I like doing the hammer curl version of the bicep curl just because I feel like it's a little easier with the side lunge. All right, here we go. Beautiful, slow and steady. Feeling out how deep you want to go in that side lunge as we go. Once you're warmed up, you might be able to lunge a little bit further, but only as far as feels safe and strong in your knees and hips. Halfway done already. Beautiful. 15 seconds to go. Time. All right, up next, we're going to stand nice and still in the center. Feet can be about hip width apart or whatever stance feels good to you. And we're going to do alternating tricep wise. So we're going to kind of be shimmying the weights back and forth. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Nice wide Y. One hand goes over, and then we just keep back and forth. Beautiful. Remembering to keep the good bend in the elbows and firm up the core. Imagine that you're squeezing your ribs in towards each other to keep us nice and strong and stable. Over halfway done. Now, if at any point this doesn't feel good in your shoulders, just drop it down and do the same thing here. And that might relieve any pinching you feel in your shoulders. But if the up high feels good, stick with that. And time. For the next one, we only need one weight. We are going to do a step out and lunge and an overhead press. So you'll rack the weight on the shoulder, step forward to a lunge, overhead press, and step back. We're going to stay on one side the whole time. And then, of course, we'll do the other side next. 1 minute. Here we go. Lunging however deep feels right to you. Hold the lunge while you do the overhead press. Step back and then do it all again. Perfect. Remember to make the weight go up and down at the same speed. Don't let gravity pull it down for you. Make the muscles do the work. 20 seconds to go. Perfect, looking good. Time. Whew, give everything a little shimmy shake. And then we got to do the other side. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. You may not lunge the same way on this side as you did on the other side. That's okay. Find the lunge that works for you for this side of your body. Because as you know, bodies are not symmetrical. Halfway done. Keep breathing. Ten more seconds. You're almost there. And time. Up next, around the world. So maybe grab a little heavier weight if you were using your light ones. Is this one, we're just passing it 30 seconds in one direction, and then we'll switch 30 seconds in the other direction. Let's do it. Remember, the goal here is to firm up your core so that your arms are passing the weight around you. Your body's not wibble wobbling around the weight. And breathe. Switching directions in 2, 1, and switch. Slow and steady. Making sure you carefully pass the weight. No boo-boos, dropping weights on our toes. 5 more seconds here. Time. All right, our last exercise for this set, we're gonna do a squat hold with a pull and a raise. So we're gonna alternate between pulling and raising. Now you can do this with no weights at all. That's what I'm gonna do for the first set, just to get everything moving, or you can do hand weights as well. So choose your own adventure. Either way, here we go. Dropping it down into the squat hold, palms up for the pull, flip over for the raise. Keep breathing. Imagine your tailbone is sinking down towards the floor and your back is nice and straight and strong. Halfway done already. Perfect. Flipping the palms up for the pull. Yep, exactly. Now I'm able to raise my hands higher because I'm doing empty hand, but don't stress your shoulders. Feel where it's a good track of motion for you, especially if you're using those weights. Time. All right, that is the end of our first set. Grab some water. 2 more to go. All right, bringing it back in for the side lunge with the bicep, well, the hammer curl technically, alternating. All right, here we go. Checking in with your body. Can you breathe easily or without too much strain? Because we are working here. Making sure there's no pain points that might be telling us we need to change our range of motion a little. Twenty seconds to go. Time. All right, moving into the tricep Ys. 1 minute. Here we go. And again, how high you raise your elbows is up to you. Find a spot that works in your body. And then control the motion both directions. So you're really making those tricep muscles work. Halfway done. While we're checking in with things, check in with your core as well. Make sure you're holding everything nice and firm. And of course, keep breathing. 15 seconds to go. Time. Down to 1 weight now for the lunge with the overhead press, all on one side. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. You may find that now that you're a little warmer, you can lunge a little deeper, or you may not. Depends on where your body is this morning. But either way, you've got 20 seconds left. Keep breathing. Time. All right, maybe give everything a little wiggle. And then we got to do the other side. Here we go. Looking good. Over halfway there. Perfect. 10 seconds to go. Time. All right. Headed into around the worlds now, so keep that one dumbbell. Or, you could double up, but it's harder to hold that way. So if you choose to double up, don't drop it on your toes. Firming up the core nice and strong here. Still breathing. And switching directions in 3, 2, 1, and switch. I like to soften a little through my knees and my hips, like I'm sinking down into the mat. That helps me focus more on my core. But as long as you're moving and it doesn't hurt, you're doing fantastic. Time. Okay, from here, our squat hold with our pull and raise. I'm going to add my hand weights in this time, but I'm going to go with my light ones, and we'll see how it goes. 1 minute on the clock. Let's do it. Pull and raise. Beautiful. And you want it to be 2 separate movements. So that pull is almost like a row. And then the raise is from the bottom of that row. Halfway done already. Keep breathing. Ten seconds to go. You got this. Time. All right, that is the end of our second set. Grab some more water and we'll do it one more time. Okay. Bringing it back in, getting ready for our side lunge with our bicep curl or hammer curl. 1 minute on the clock. Away we go. Fifteen more seconds. Looking good. Time. From here, going into our tricep Ys. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Still breathing. Slow and steady. Listening to our bodies, making sure the way we're moving is safe and strong. 25 seconds left. Almost there. Time. Beautiful. All right, up next we have our lunge with our overhead press. So down to one weight. And here we go. Nice, slow and steady. We're over halfway there. Still breathing. Time. Switching it over to the other side. And here we go. Beautiful. You may notice that I'm making the two different exercises involved here into distinct parts. Getting set in my lunge, then doing my overhead press, then stepping back. Sometimes it works to combine them, like with the side lunge and the hammer curl, but other times it's better work for your muscles to separate them out a little more. This is one of those times. And of course, still breathing, because it is the most important thing you do all day. Time. Moving into our around the worlds. 30 seconds in each direction. I'll tell you when to switch. Maybe softening into the knees and hips just a little. Making your core work a little harder. Switching directions in 2, 1, and switch. "15 seconds to go. Time. Okay, and then last up, we have our squat hold with our pull and raise. Now, getting the weights that are right for you for that exercise. You'll want 2 of them. And here we go. Sinking into that nice deep squat hold. How deep? I don't actually care. Whatever's right for you. And I'm doing a sumo squat here because I'm targeting the glutes a little more. We did a lot of work on the hamstrings and thighs already. Just sinking the weight back into the heels, pointing the toes out a little. Gives us a little extra work in the glutes. 15 seconds. Almost done. You got this. Time. Whew. All right. That is the end of our third set. So grab a little more water and then we'll do our final stretch. Once your space is cleared, come on back to the center of your mat. And we'll take a moment just to let everything soften a little. We spent all that time while we were lifting to firm up our belly. Now we got to let it pooch out a little bit, get soft, let all the muscles relax. Let the arms hang down loosely at the sides and the shoulders soften away from the ears. One more breath here. And on the next inhale, arms come up overhead and we fold forward. Nice big bend in the knees. Hanging out here just for a moment, letting everything dangle. And then pushing up from the heels, coming up nice and strong. And roll the shoulders back 3 times. Breathing the arms up overhead again. Folding forward. Doesn't matter how far you reach. Just let everything hang down. On your next inhale, pushing up, coming up nice and strong again. This time rolling the shoulders forward 3 times. Stepping the feet out a little wider. One arm comes up and over. Doing a nice big wide leg side stretch. Might feel it all down the ribs and the IT band and all that good stuff. Or you might not if you're already pretty loose. Inhaling up and over to the other side. Still breathing even while we're stretching. Sometimes it can feel a little constricted. So if you feel like you can't get your breath, ease up on your stretch just a little. And then on your next inhale, right back up to center, keeping the feet out wide, arms up and overhead again. And this time, folding forward, bringing the hands all the way down to the mat. Toe heel your feet out as far as you need to feel comfortable. And then we're just going to do a little rock side to side. Stretching through the inside thigh and the back and the glutes. One more rock side to side. And then come into stillness, walking the hands over to frame one foot. Feeling another good stretch through the side body maybe. Also maybe through the hamstrings. One more breath here. And then walk it back through center, over to the other side. Taking a moment just to breathe. And to listen to your body. And then walk the hands back to the center. Options here to come down into a deep squat or to just bend the knees and then roll up. I'm going to try the deep squat today. Hands on the floor for support. Maybe elbows inside the knees, maybe not. And then if you're doing that deep squat, add just a little side to side again. And then leaning forward, putting your weight on your hands. Lift up through the tush and then roll up nice and slow and strong. Let the shoulders settle down and back. Bring those feet in. And then we'll finish off with my favorite shoulder and neck stretch. Looking out over the hand, maybe doing a little nod up and down. And then on the next inhale, return to center. And then go to the other side. Again, maybe looking out over the hand, maybe adding the little nod. On the next inhale, coming back to center, back to neutral, let everything drop. One big deep breath. And then we are done. Thank you for coming out to play this morning.